Alright, what's up guys? VV back with another video. And in today's video, we've got some catching up to do, okay? We have to get through some VV labs. That's right, today's entire video will be dedicated to going over some games on what we used to call the VV lab. We still call it that, but I've been slacking lately. We haven't done it on the channel in a while. But guys, we've got like 20 different games to get through. Now in today's video, we're only going to get through 5 of them, but that's the entire focus of today's video. Now, real quick, for any of the new players out there, or for people who are new to the channel, you might be asking yourself, what is the VV Lab? What am I talking about? So one thing that we feature here on the VV Theory channel is basically, it's almost like free coaching, where if you want me to review one of your games, it's very easy to set up. All you have to do is record your game, okay, and this is all completely for free. Every single step along the way that I'm talking about is completely free. You know, get the sim preferably. If you have a real life, like physical game to record, that's fine as well. But record your game, upload it to YouTube, okay, and then hop on the VV Theory Discord. Link is in the channel description, and then hop over to the channel Review My Game, and you'll submit the link there to the YouTube video. And as soon as I see it, I give it a thumbs up emoji. That shows that I did at least see it, and you get thrown in line. And whenever it's your turn, it's your turn. Okay, and it acts as like free coaching. That's what it's meant to be. For guys, and I don't care what skill level you're at. If you're a newer player, a intermediate player, or an advanced player, or a veteran player or something, it's fine. If you just want to have your gameplay reviewed, easy to set up, right? Easy enough to set up. And notice how I have the overlay on. Your name will be completely censored. It'll be 100% anonymity. No one will have any idea who you are when I'm reviewing these. Okay, so with that in mind, let's go ahead and hop into today's video. I'll have everything time-stamped down in the general description, and I would have all deck lists and links and stuff like that in the comment section below. I'll also have links down there, but deck lists I will not have access to, because remember guys, these are community-submitted games. These will not be me playing today's games. This is just community-submitted games that I will be reviewing and kind of walking through and tell you guys what I think about the gameplay. Okay? All right, so with that in mind, if you guys have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please do not hesitate to put those down in the comment section below, and or hop on the VV Theory Discord. Link is in the channel description. All right, so first game we have up here is going to be green-yellow Arlong versus red-yellow Sabo. And it looks like, oh, hang on one second here. Let me pause. So, real quick, volume is off, speed is on 2x, quality's up as high as it will go. And it looks like our opening hand is pretty solid here. And we're going first as green-yellow Arlong. We always want to go first as green-yellow Arlong. So that way because remember, our effect is the same as Doflamingo, where we have to attach 2 Dawn to our leader and then pay 1 when attacking to cheat out a character from our hand that costs 4 or less and has a trigger. So I really like what I see in our hand here. We have a 3-cost Lilith, a 4-cost Katakuri, a 4-cost Kikanojo, or not Katakuri, 4-cost Cracker, not Katakuri, sorry guys, and then 4-cost Kikanojo, 3-cost Bonnie, and 4-cost S-Hawk. So we have plenty of cards that we can cheat out with our leader effect here. Really good options here, and this might be some type of egghead version of Arlong, because we do have Lilith, right? Really good stuff there. One thing to consider is, even though a lot of these egghead triggers, you can't use them to like come into play from the life if it says like your leader needs to be Vegapunk or something like that. We can still cheat these cards out with our leader's effect. Okay, that's the most important thing, is they still have a trigger, so therefore we can attack in with our leader and cheat these cards out with the leader effect. Okay, so here we go. It looks like we're going first, like I said, and it looks like we're going to be able to slam down a Kikanojo right away on turn 2. And we drew into another Kikanojo. We will take that. Okay, so we're swinging 7,000 into 5. I would take this if I was red-yellow Sabo for sure. I don't know which version of red-yellow Sabo we're seeing here. Okay, that gives me a little bit of an idea. This looks like a little bit more of an older hybrid version. It's got the Luffy in there. It's got the 4-cost 5k blocker Sanji. So a lot of stuff going on here. But they did get a trigger, which is massive for red-yellow Sabo. That was a ideal situation there. And it is a trigger that has a body attached to it, right? It wasn't just any trigger. We have a body on the board now. It's a blocker, which might come into play later, but I would try to recycle this to my life as much as possible, just so, number one, notice they have a Kikanojo on the board, so clearly they're running more Land of Wano stuff, or potentially more Land of Wano stuff, which means we have to be at 3 or less life in order to get their trigger off. So if we swing in for 7 here with the Sanji as red-yellow Sabo, we can then attach 2 Dawn to our leader, push the Sanji back to life, swing in for 7 more, and then when they go into attack next turn with their Kikanojo, well, we're back up to 4 life anyway, and we get the body right back into play. But we'll have to see. I don't know what's in the hand of the red-yellow Sabo player, obviously. Okay, they're going to just poke for 5. I would probably counter out. Okay, just kidding. I would take and get a Kikinojo. That's what I would do, guys. That's absolutely what I would do. Let me adjust my camera real quick. Yeah, obviously you just take that, pause. Hey, never punished. I probably would have countered out of that because it was just a 5K poke. But hey, what are the odds, guys? We had one Kikinojo in our starting hand. We had one Kikinojo that we ripped off of our second turn for just drawing for the turn. And then we had a Kikinojo at the top of our life. Hey, we take those when we can get them. I personally probably would have taken that, but hey, this guy right here, never punished. You love to see it. And now I would definitely be smashing in with everything this turn. Yeah, swing for 7. Oh, wow. So this is a Trigger Rush aggro version of Red Yellow Sabo. So this is a pretty intense, like pretty fair game here we're looking at. Swinging out with the last Kikinojo. Oh, man, if I'm Red Yellow Sabo in this situation, I think I would have already scooped. Like, this is a bad place to be in. Hang on, this might be, let's see what happens here. Let me pause for a second and catch us up. So these bodies are flying all over the place from life, okay? From leader effects and from life. This is a straight up Trigger Rush aggro showdown right here, right? And which is kind of an interesting matchup, I will say. But if that is the situation, and I did not know that, we have to go back a little bit. So now I will say for this turn right here, I would have swung 7 and then swung 7 more. Or in fact, the fact that he swung, we swung in for 5 and he took that, I still would have probably attached a Dawn to my leader and swung in for 8 more with this character and pushed it back to life. Because if he's running a trigger aggro version as well, no problem. He can actually, whenever he takes these hits, his board is going to start repopulating. You see what I mean? So it's like, okay, yes, I'm attacking you and your board's getting bigger, but I'm getting attacked by you and my board's going to get bigger in the process. And the thing that Red Yellow Sabo is going to be able to do in that situation is start going directly into the board. You see what I mean? Very, very important there. But let's see what happens. Again, we kind of already saw this part. They played out the Moscato for the turn. I'm going to fast forward a little bit. And okay, what happens here? They swing. So now we're back to the green-yellow Arlong's turn. This is where we left off. They swing in for 7. They take it. I don't know what just happened there. Oh, that's where they got the cracker from. They're swinging it for 7 more. They're going to block out. And now we're going to swing for 7, and we cheat out the third Kikinojo here. Oh, man. That is pretty much the best-case scenario the green-yellow Arlong player could have asked for. And look at this. Trigger after trigger after trigger. And they're all bodies. That's the crazy part. They're all bodies. If I'm the red-yellow Sabo player here, I am not attacking into life. No. Okay, I do not think that was the right call. See, now I would probably take this one. How funny is that? I would have taken this one right here because I don't want to give them 3 cards. But here's the thing. If I was Red Yellow Sabo, I'd be going 7 or at least 6s into everything on the board here. Maybe the Moscato I would swing at life because I believe he has Banish built in. But I would be swinging everything at this board. Let him gain as much life as he wants to because as a Red Yellow Sabo player, we need to extend this game further out so that we can have a chance to win. Okay, so here we go. So the first 7K attack, and it was with double attack, so I guess maybe they were scared they were going to lose the game, but now 7K is coming in. That was with Banish. So again, if they would have taken that first hit from the cracker, they would have got the Banish, right? So we would have gotten the Banish into play here, and let's see what this next hit will give us, because they're just attacking life. We have to take this. Okay, nice. We can actually take that and gain a life. Yeah, absolutely. That's fine as the Arlong player. Okay, they push the Moscato, and then they're going to sit on... They push Moscato... Red Yellow Sabo pushes Moscato back into life, and now they have a 7,000 power blocker. Okay, and now we're going for the board as the Arlong. Very well played. They gave you a life cushion. Let's go ahead and use it to our fullest advantage here. We're going to swing it for 7. They should probably block this with the Sanji and 1K counter out. They should not take this hit. I do not think there's any way they should take this hit here. Okay, they're scaring me. No counter power in hand. No counter power at all in hand to save the Sanji is crazy, guys. That is wild. But hey, it is what it is. Now here we go. Okay, I will say this. If they had to let the Sanji go, then I would have just taken the hit. So at least I have an extra body on the board that I can put back in life next turn and have another blocker. But we got to get rid of these bodies on the board here. I'd be swinging 6s and 7s into this board, maybe even 8s if I can afford it, depending on what we have in hand. Let's see what happens. They're going to swing 6 in. It's a beige. So very well, well done by our player that we're following here, the Arlong player. But that was a missequencing on the part of the Red Yellow Sabo player, and that's going to cost them dearly. That's going to cost them dearly. Because think about it, if they'd have swung in for 7 right here with the Moscato, like they should have. I'm sorry, the quality's a little bit low, guys. Remember, these are games recorded by people in the community, so they might not be focused on the quality that it comes out in, right? They might not know how to set up the quality. But hear me out. That is a 3-cost, 4,000 power Moscato, and I think it has Dawn ×1. This card gains Banish. So in other words, if they would attach 3 Dawn, they could have swung for 7 with Banish, and then got that card out of the way, or they counter out with all the cards they have in their hand. So I think there's a little bit of a how do I say this? A little bit of a misplay, missequencing, I should say, for the red-yellow Sabo player. Okay, now that might have been all that was needed to clinch this game for the Arlong. Oh, wow. Yeah, look at this. They even had a Kitten Killer coming down after that. Absolutely brutal. Yeah, and this right here, it looks like they take the hit, and they did not have... Was that another beige they got in life? So their last two... So, guys, their middle two life cards, or whatever you want to call that, were both beige. That's crazy. Okay, and I guess some did come from the Kikinojo trigger, but you guys know what I mean. So they're gonna, yeah, this turn. So guys, we're gonna have to break this down. This turn might have been game over. This might have been a game over turn here if the player had done proper sequencing as the red yellow Sabo player, but maybe not. Maybe they were still just one attack off. Okay, and now it looks like we're probably gonna close out this game here. 7K is gonna take both cards out of hand or nothing. That's a brick they just drew. We know it has no counter, so we can swing for 7 again. Okay, cool. Cheating out the Bonnie. That's fine. Swinging for 8. Swinging for 8. Good game to both players. Excellent game to both players. Let's go back and analyze that one turn real quickly here. So right here, this is how this turn was supposed to go. You don't swing with the leader first. You swing with this Moscato first because he has Banish. Okay? Even if you only swing for 5, that's actually fine. Just swing for 5 with Banish. Now, I understand what they were trying to do. What they were trying to do here was probably buff this card and swing with Banish later. I don't even know. But watch this. Swing for 5. Actually, I think they swing for 6, don't they? Yeah, you should attach 1 Dawn to your leader no matter what because you have to use your leader effects. That 1 Dawn is going to be accounted for. Now, watch this. What they should have done, though... Okay, I see the problem. I see the problem now. Notice they only have 7 Dawn left for the turn. So they probably were just going to try to swing for 7, 5, 6 or something weird like that. I think they shouldn't have tried to go all out there. I think they should have gotten as much value from that Moscato as possible. I would have even just swung for 5 to force a card out of hand, and then they could start swinging into the board with the rest of their stuff, pushing cards to life and going from there. But hear me out, guys. I don't think I would have tried to go for lethal this turn as the red-yellow Sabo player because they do have 3 life right now and 3 cards in hand. If they have just a single 2K, 1K, they're getting out of it, and that's not taking any triggers into consideration. Either way, we'll watch this play out one more time. So again, they get the beige as their first life card. Their second life card ends up being a beige as well, but it didn't matter at that point. We have plenty of counter to get out of what's left here because even if we, like, say, we have 8K, or excuse me, 6K counter in hand, we're going to be able to get out of this no matter what. But hey, that was still a very, very fun game to watch there. Good game to both players. So they counter out here, 2K, 1K. Yep, the beige is the right call there and probably the cracker. Or even another 2K, that's fine, I guess, and then good game. Okay, and then they end up finishing out from there. All right, now, on to the next game. Okay, so next game we have Purple Luffy versus Black Yellow Linlin. Okay, very cool matchup here. Volume is off. Let me make sure the speed is on 2x. Quality is up as high as it will go, and here we go. So it looks like the Black Yellow Linlin player chose to go second. They won the dice roll and chose to go second. I would not recommend that personally. If you're playing as Purple Luffy, I would always try to take away first from them. We're going to start off with a purple, with Trafalgar Law, and we're going to go ahead and grab a 2K counter. Not bad. Okay, and they're going to hit us with Pudding. Okay, this is the 2-cost Pudding that says, on play, if your opponent has 5 or more cards in their hand, they have to trash a card. Now, you get to pick the card you trash. Let's see what the Purple Luffy player picks to trash. Okay, they're going to choose to trash the Gum Gum Giant. Interesting. I will say this. Their hand's pretty good. I wouldn't want to get rid of, 2K counters usually. I will say this. 2K counters are very, very important in any matchup. But since we have 3 in hand, I personally probably would have gotten rid of that Usohachi or the Franosuke. I would keep the Sangoro for sure, but I would get rid of one of the 2K counters over the Gum Gum Giant. But that's just me. I don't think that was a play mistake. I think that's more of a player preference type of thing. Okay, so now it looks like they're going to pass the turn back to us. Very nice. We did get a Frankie here. Looks like we're going to swing for 5. And go ahead and... Oh, okay, wow. So we got hit with a negative hollow trigger. Did you guys see that? So we swing it for 5. They hit us with a negative hollow trigger. So we've had to trash 2 cards from our hand already. That is not a good place to be at. Okay, going to use the leader effect here. Play out the Frankie. Choosing not to use the effect there. I like that quite a bit. That requires a lot of restraint, guys. But that card, Frankie, has a lot of utility. Very nice. Okay, wait. What just happened? Did we just lose another card? Hang on, hang on. Okay, so we played out the Frankie. Now watch this. They swing for 7 into us. We take it. Excuse me. It's a 9-cost Luffy, and they hit us with another negative hollow, getting rid of the 9-cost Luffy. What are the odds? Goodness gracious, guys. This discard stuff. I love it. I love the hand destruction type of decks. Excuse me. Okay, so we're going to swing in for 5. Just do a quick little face check here. Looks like we're going to swing in for 7 more here with the Frankie. They'll probably take this. Very nice. Playing out the Zoro here. Leader effect. I like playing out the Sanji a little more here. I agree with that. I do like that quite a bit. Or maybe one other option that we had there, guys. Maybe just swing 5 and then swing 6 with the Frankie just to start eating cards up out of their hand, and then just play out the Sangoro without us losing any life. Because it will get a little bit scary. It will get a little bit scary if they start burning our life as well. Okay, but not too bad. We'll take that. Let's see what they have for their 6 Dawn play. Another pudding. Goodness gracious. I'd probably trash the Zoro in that situation there. Again, I guess Zoro's not too bad here, because then we can draw off of it and maybe grab a 2K counter. So I do like that looking back at it. That was probably a fine play. But keeping all the 2K counters would have been fine as well. So, you know, I don't know. It depends, because now we're probably going to use 2 more 2K counters here. Yeah, then next turn we can follow up with the Zoro. We'll have to see what happens. Okay, let's see. We might even just let this go, because then it works as a blocker. I like that as well. Very good stuff. Okay, we get the 9-cost guy right back. Very good. We got that right back on curve. You love to see it. Now we can attack in, drawing with the Sangoro. Beautiful. And let's see what they get. Not another trigger. Surely not another trigger, right? What is this? Hang on. Okay, not a trigger. Okay, or if it was, they didn't want to use it. We'll swing in for 5. They should counter out of this. Swing in for 10. They'll probably take this. And now going to pass the turn back. We have a lot of 2K counters left in hand. I love to see that. And that was... See, now that's probably more like what I should have said. Okay, they're about to swing for 11 and then gain a life with their leader effect. But that's kind of why I was thinking maybe we can get rid of the Zoro here, is we might not even have the opportunity to play it next turn. Now, we didn't know we were going to top deck a 9-cost Luffy, right? So that did come down to player preference there, or like, you know, kind of what you think your deck can do. But at the same time, we're fine. We still had plenty of 2K counters, so trashing a 2K counter there, completely fine. Okay, so here we go. Where are they going to swing 11 at? They should swing into the Sangoro. Yep, okay, swinging 11 into Sangoro. They're going to gain a life by trashing the Yamato. And we can technically save this card. I don't think it would necessarily be a play mistake either. Because remember, Sangoro, that's it. That's it, by the way, guys. Let's analyze the board. They can't attack anymore. They have 2 0-cost, 0-power characters on the board. I mean, two cost 0-power characters. They can't attack in anymore. So we can just 2K counter out to get 3 cards from hand. Or, you know, we'll counter out with 3 cards, right? Next turn, we'll draw a card, and then we'll draw another card with the Sangoro. So we're going back up 2 of the cards. It's like we're only countering out for 1 in this situation. I know that's a weird way to look at it, but as far as your hand size goes, that's the way I would see it. So, and we get 1 extra attack, and we could even just go for lethal. Okay, so let's see what happens here. We counter out fully. Very nice. I love that. Love that play there. I think that was exactly the right decision. And now they have to pass the turn back. I mean, they're just kind of probably shaking their head right now. They haven't passed the turn back, guys. We're waiting for Black Yellow Linlin to hit in turn. Very good. Now we're going to draw for the turn, draw Dawn. And right here, I would do a nice little 7K poke. Okay, 8K poke is fine as well. That'll force a double 2K out of hand. And it does matter at this... Oh, wow. They had to give a 2K and 2 1Ks there. I got bad news for them. This game is over, right, guys? It is over. It's going to go ahead and swing in for 13 here. And there's no way out of that unless they were doing the most incredible bluff we've ever seen, right? Imagine if they did a 2K, 1K, 1K there to get out of that, and they had nothing but 2Ks left in hand. How crazy would that have been? That's awesome. Okay. All right, good game there. That was very well played. Like I said, the only things that I would have probably done a little bit differently is early on, I think I would have, on this first Charlotte Pudding effect, I would have just gotten rid of a 2K counter. That's just me personally. And then, you know, gone from there. But who's to say the next turn, you know, when you attacked in, watch this, attack in, and it was a negative hollow, and he got rid of the 2K counter I would have chosen to get rid of. So who's to say that if you did choose to get rid of that 2K counter and then get hit with the negative hollow, what if it got in your Gum Gum Giant? You just never know, right? And then there was another negative hollow that happened that got rid of a 9-cost Luffy, so you just never know. But good stuff there. Great game. Now let's check out the next one. All right, next game we have another game of Green-Yellow Arlong versus Red-Yellow Sabo. This is not the same player, by the way, guys. This is just a total chance that we have 2 games of Green-Yellow Arlong versus Red-Yellow Sabo. Okay, let's get the volume off. Let's get the speed on 2x. And the quality's up as high as it will go, and here we go. Let's see what happens here. Let's see if this game is any different. Okay, so we're going to start off. Arlong is going to get to go first again. That is perfect. Like, that's exactly what they want. And it looks like this is going to be a Go a Kingdom version of Red Yellow Sabo. Very nice. Very. I do like this version quite a bit. It's very strong currently at the time you're recording this. It's going to be very pause, hang on, and let me finish my thought there. Red Yellow Sabo's Go a Kingdom version going into OP10 and going into OP11 is looking very, very promising. Now, right here, we're going to get to another very, very solid turn turn 2 play, swinging in for 7, slamming down Kikinojo, and going from there, and our opponent is already on 3 life. Okay, our opponent is already on 3 life, so all of our Land and Wano triggers, they're live, they're active. Okay, they're going to take that. They get a draw 3, trash 2 trigger with Bonnie. Seems good. Or is it draw 2, trash 1? Excuse me, it might have been draw 2, trash 1. Sorry, it's a little bit off, guys. Notice the overlay's a little bit off. Y'all bear with me on that, guys, because these are not all the same resolution videos. Okay, so swinging in for 5 here. We could get very greedy and take that. I like getting rid of the Vander deck in there because I don't think that card's going to be super useful in this matchup, so that makes sense. Okay, very nice. We're saying banish on Arlong, swing in for 7. We're going to cheat out the... I like the blocker or the Arlong here, believe it or not. Okay, we're going to play out the Cracker. That's pretty good, too. They're going to block. Their hand must be very bricked up. No, they had a 2K. That's interesting. I would have saved my board if I could have, if I was playing Red Yellow Sabo. That's what I would have. That's what I would recommend doing, is protecting your board. Very nice. They're down to 2 life. Now they can start cashing in on value from their Monkey D. Luffy, the trigger, or excuse me, the 5 cost 6K Egghead KO of 4 or less character. Okay. So right here, we've got a lot of attacks. We're going to swing in with our leader first, use the effect, cheating out the Arlong. I love that. Yep, go ahead and turn off. Do we want to get rid of these 2K counters? Okay, it looks like we do, which I don't disagree with, because look at their board. And now we can swing for 6 and then swing 7. Beautiful. Yeah, I like this quite a bit. And then I would slam, yep, attach all Dawn, swing in for 7 with the Nami. And guys, we're getting a lot of value out of that Nami now. Banish on the first attack and now coming in for 7. Beautiful. Okay, wow. They're going to come in with a... Oh, geez. So that, I feel like that was a little bit of a play mistake going in, because they could have attached 1 more Dawn. So let's talk about that, guys. It was a play mistake not on the green-yellow Arlong, the person who submitted this video. Okay, watch this, guys. We're going to pass the turn back as green-yellow Arlong, red-yellow Sabo. They're going to slam down the Portgosti Ace, and they're going to risk swinging 7 into 6. That card has to go. Like, there is no option, right? Like, that card simply must go. So I think they needed to attach a Dawn to this card no matter what. And then what they could have done from there, remember, their leader cannot attack this turn. They can't attack with their leader because of the Arlong's effect. The 4 cost Arlong, right? This one right here. So watch this, swing 8 into this card. It's gone no matter what, because there's only 1 card left in hand. It's gonna get KO'd, and then they're gonna gain a life. Who cares? That's fine. You can deal with that later. And then you push the Ace back to life, and then you can buff the Garp by 2, and you have 1 Dawn left. You can swing 5 into 3 and get rid of it like that. But instead, let's see what happens here. They're going to swing 7 into 6. They're going to risk it. Maybe they're going to play out the 2 cost Ace here and recycle it. But I'd rather stay at higher life, personally, guys. In this situation, I'd rather keep my life as high as possible. Yeah, that was interesting. So what ended up happening there, guys, they ended up swinging 6 into the Kikinojo at the end there. I get that, but if that's the case, then I don't understand why that was the play. Like, let me say this right now. So if we had no potential to play out the 2 cost card afterwards to get the extra attack with Ace, why would we not just attach 1 Dawn extra to the Ace and swing 8 into it? And then push this back to life. Remember, we have to put 1 Dawn on the Ace, 1 Dawn on our leader to push this back to life and do everything we just said there against the Kikinojo. And then plus 2,000 to the Garp. And then with the remaining 1 Dawn, you attach it to the Garp and you swing 5 into the Nami. And then you clear out their board. You have the 2 life that we're about to go back to. And everything would make a lot more sense from there. But now you're potentially giving them lethal. Now they could potentially have lethal here. Just you know, I think that was just a little bit of a miscalculation from the Red Yellow Sabo player. Okay, so here we go. They're up to 5 life. They did get rid of the Kikinojo, and now they probably can survive 1 more turn because we did draw a brick. You know, well, it's funny. A 2K counter in this deck is pretty much like a brick, right? Because it has no. Well, the Mihawk in particular, we can't cheat out with our leader effect, and it doesn't really do anything to directly impact the board. So in this situation, for an aggro deck, this is almost like a brick in our hand. So we're going to swing in for 8, and then swing in for 6, and then swing in for 9. Okay, I like that. No problems there, because we're kind of daring them to attack into our board, right? Like, if you want to, you can. They get the card back. Again, I don't understand this strange thing where they just don't want to get rid of characters on the board. But like, I don't know. Actually, maybe in that situation, I take it back. In that situation, that was probably really good because now there's no cards in hand and they can go from there. However, they better be very careful right here. I would not attack in. Yeah, okay, very well played by our opponent. You do not attack into the Arlong's life because they run a lot of trigger bodies. Let me just pause and talk about what we were talking about just a minute ago there. So right here, I don't quite understand. Okay, this is fine. This is where they attack into us. That's fine. They take it. Okay. Now, right here, again, I don't understand why we don't just swing for 8 and get this card off the board and have extra attacks. But at the same time, I will walk that back a little bit, that idea, because maybe that was the better play in this situation, basically saying, like, hey, I dare you to counter out of this, because I don't want to attack your life anyway. I'm probably going to lose if I attack your life. So maybe that was a really heads-up play from the red-yellow Sabo player there. I'll take that one back. That was a pretty cool idea. Okay, and hey, as a green-yellow Arlong player, we kind of fell for it. I don't think we should have saved that card because they had everything they needed on the board to get rid of our board. So just I would have probably saved that. A slight inaccuracy for the green-yellow Arlong player there. Okay, so then they do search up a Portgosti Ace, or excuse me, they revealed a Monkey D. Luffy, ST13 Luffy. I think it's. Let me pause this for a second. I would imagine that is the 2-cost Luffy, but I'm not sure. It didn't show it. It just tells us which one it is, and then they play out the 2-cost Ace for the turn. Okay, so swinging in for 10, they're going to take that, and here we go. Now, they have to attack us at some point, right? Theoretically, I would have probably... One more thing I want to mention real quick. I would have established the Satori this turn, so that way, even if they do choose to gain life this turn, I will be fine with that, because I'll have 2 attacks to get through. I would have played out the Satori in this situation here, just swinging for 10. Because what's the worst case scenario? They're going to swing into our life and swing... There's probably 5 attackers in there. There's probably 3 or 4 attacking bodies that are going to hit the board. So I guess maybe it didn't matter either way. Okay, so playing out the ace, obviously, here we go. Vanderdecken, okay, so maybe not a trigger body. And now, in this situation here, okay, they should have stopped right there. Pause. So red-yellow Sabo actually had a position there where they could have capitalized on us not having a trigger. I would not have attacked even one more time this turn. Number one, look at what it gave us. It gave us a Hody Jones. I didn't expect to see a Hody Jones, but I was more concerned it was going to be like another trigger body. And unless they have some type of removal in hand, I don't think they should have done that because they're also setting up an insane turn with this 2-cost Portgosti Ace here for like an OTK if they ever get to that point. Okay, they have 3 Dawn left. Let's see what they choose to do with it here. Just waiting. Swinging for 9. Okay. We get the Arc Noah. That doesn't really matter, right? I mean, that's cool, but we have Hody Jones here for lethal, more than likely. But I will say this. Let's do a little bit of math here. So we can swing for 8 and then 8. Do we want to risk that? Maybe that's not the right play. Maybe it's not the right call to go all in here with the Hody Jones. And this is why I think it was really important for us to establish the 5-cost Satori on the turn before, because then we could have swung for lethal for sure this turn because we have the 2 bodies on the board, you know, and we end up getting a Hody Jones. You see what I'm saying? I think that would have been a slightly better play there, a slightly more optimal play. We'll talk about it again towards the end of this video. So swinging in for 8. Now remember, if we don't win the game right here, then they will probably be able to beat us on the crackback. Swinging for 8, do they have enough? We know one card is dead. We know one is a 1K. Okay, pause. They had 1K short. They were 1,000 power short from being able to have what they needed to win the game. Again, I don't think they should have attacked in the extra time. Maybe it wouldn't have mattered because I think we top decked a Hody Jones anyway for the turn. But the whole idea is this. Once you get that kind of advantage, you have to be careful and slowly wait out before attacking in. It's the same idea with Bello Betty, red-yellow Bello Betty. If you just start attacking into their life, they're going to punish you big time. But hey, at the same time, look at this, guys. They did have a 5-cost Nami. Oh, wait. But they don't have a trigger in hand to play it with. I don't know. It's hard to say, but I personally would have played out the Satori last turn. That's just the way that I would have dealt with it. Okay, very good stuff. Now let's go to the next game. Okay, next game up, we have green-yellow Yamato versus purple-black Luffy. Okay, we've had a lot of green-yellow games today. Volume is off. Let me make sure the speed is on 2x and the quality is up, and here we go. All right, green-yellow Yamato. I can't wait to see what support they give this leader and purple-black Luffy for that matter, right? Both of these leaders are about to receive support. Okay, so real quick, let me quit yapping here and focus in on this game. Turn 1, the Luffy got to do a search with that event there, and they searched up a Gum Gum Giant. So we know they have one Gum Gum Giant in hand at least, and they got to go first. Now they're going to get to be on a 3-Dawn turn here. Let's see if they have the follow-up play with the 3-cost 5K Zoro that ramps them Dawn, and then as the green-yellow Yamato player here, we have no turn 1, 2, or 3 play for that, or like 1 Dawn, 2 Dawn, or 3 Dawn play, but we'll be able to play something for 4 Dawn next turn. Or maybe just attack him with our leader. Okay, so they follow up with a Black Maria effect here. Very nice. So they're going to ramp up to 4 Dawn with us from that effect there with their leader, and we do 2k counter out of their 5k attack. So we're going to swing it for 5 with double attack. They go ahead and just 1k counter. It is really hard. Very well done by the green-yellow Yamato player. It is very hard to practice that kind of restraint when you know you can swing for 9 and double attack, you know, their life away. I really like that, eating cards from their hand like that and establishing a board state. Very nice. Because remember, another thing is when you attack in with double attack and give them 2 cards from life, that's 2 cards to their hand. Okay, so playing around that very nicely, being very patient. Let's see what we got. Let's see what happens next. And that Kikinojo will be online before you know it. Okay, they're going to use the Frankie here, which works perfectly with this leader. Trashing a 10-cost Luffy. Interesting. And now they're going to smash in with for 7. We're going to get a Basil Hawkins trigger to draw 2 and trash 1. Okay, looks like we're going to trash the 5-cost Momonosuke. I don't hate that at all. I think that's pretty nice. Wow, so we play out the 6-cost Nico Robin. We trashed at the top card of their life. Now we're attacking for 5. Now we're attacking for 8. This should go through. Yep. And they countered out of our 5k double attack from the leader with a 1k counter Zoro. So let's see what happens now. We're actually starting to get a very decent board here, and their hand size is actually very low because we're only swinging for 5 for double attack with our leader. They're not taking these hits. So they're going to swing for 7 in here, and it looks like we can counter out. I don't think we should, and we didn't. I like that play quite a bit because they're probably not going to... Actually, maybe we should have countered out a little more aggressively there because we're about to be on an 8 Dawn turn, and then we could have Hody Jones and still had 2 life left. So maybe we should have done a 2k counter there or something like that. Or a 2k counter and 1k, I think, is what we would have needed. So they swing in with... They actually swing in with the Black Maria there. That was interesting. We're going to go and slam down the Eustace Kid, and maybe we'll go for lethal next turn. I do like that. I actually do really like that. So 5 into 2 here. Going to attach... Yeah, swing for 8 with the Kikinojo, and now it looks like we're going to swing, not swing at all with the Nico Robin. We get to cycle a card at the end of the turn with the 8-cost Eustace Kid, and here we go. I like not swinging with the Robin there because we're kind of daring them to attack into us with the into our Kikinojo because we'll gain life. It's like, hey, do you want to attack into that? And they're probably just not even going to be able to attack into the 8-cost Eustace Kid. Wow, so they did a Dawn -2 play there. That was actually a very interesting play there by our Purple-Black Luffy player. They Dawn -2, and I think they chose to not get the Dawn back. So that way they can play out the Sanjis for 3 Dawn on the cheap. I'm actually a really big fan of that play there. I like that quite a bit. Now they have double blocker, but here's the bad news. Notice what's in our hand here, and notice they don't have a Dawn as active. They don't have a Dawn as active. We know they have a Gum Gum Giant, so we know they have 1 dead card in hand, unless I missed where they got it from. And here we go. We get a trigger here, but I don't think we should use this, though, because I think we can just go for lethal next turn. Let's see what happens. We can use it, I guess. Get rid of one of these cards. Yeah, I don't think it matters. Yep, get rid of that one. I guess it did matter. I guess it did matter because they could have gained a Dawn back with that 3-cost 4K Zoro. Very nice. We get a body from that as well. Oh, man. Hody Jones, rest these down. And this is going to be a monstrous turn here. What just happened? It looks like we're going to play out a... hang on, pause. Were we about to play something out for 2 Dawn? Okay, it looks like we were about to play out this Tonoyasu. It's a 2-cost, 2,000 power, 1k counter Land of Wano character with activate main. You may trash this character and up to one of your leaders or characters with the Land of Wano type gain plus 3,000 power during this turn. I don't think we even needed to do that. I don't think we needed to do that, but I guess we could have for sure. But I think so. What I would have done here. So watch this. I'm going to play out the Hody here, resting down those 2. Perfect. That's exactly what I would have done. First off, and then from here, I think what I would have done is. Yeah, so I would have swung 5 with the Satori. I would have swung, well, hang on. I guess, so I would have swung 5 with the leader first. It wouldn't have mattered either way. But then with the remaining 3 Dawn, I would have attached a Dawn to Kikinojo, swing 7, attach, and then use my leader effect, attach 2 Dawn to Satori, swing 7, attach a Dawn to Nico Robin, swing 7, attach my final Dawn to the Hody Jones, swing for 9, and then Eustace Kid, swing for 9. But hey, we were so far ahead there. Very well played by the green-yellow Yamato player, and I really like the way that this was played. Very, very well played. As far as not just doubling up your Dawn on your leader every turn and swinging for 7 with double attack. You didn't even have to. In fact, you kind of have a choice. Like, okay, I can swing for 5 and still develop my board, and then my opponent's always going to counter out. So I'm like basically ripping 1 card from their hand every turn. Huge fan of that. Very well played by the green-yellow Yamato player and the purple-black Luffy as well. They had a pretty interesting play. I think one thing they should not have done was played out or got rid of their first 10 cost Luffy, their 10 cost time warp Luffy. When they did some type of cycle effect earlier on, if I remember correctly, and I think they should have kept the 10 cost secret Luffy in hand and tried something with that on the turn we just passed, actually. Then maybe they could have gone for the board or even tried to go for lethal. Who knows? They had a few options from there, but either way, good game to both players. Okay, now let's go ahead and check out the next game. Okay, in the final game of the day, we got a game of purple yellow Nico Robin versus red Shanks. Volume is off. Speed is on 2x, and here we go. Big fan of purple yellow Nico Robin. Very curious to see how this player built the deck. Shanks is going to go first. They're going to swing for 6. We're going to take it very aggressively there. We didn't have any 2K counters in hand, so I do like that. And then we're going to go ahead and ramp. Hang on, pause. So we're going to go ahead and trash Nico Robin, attacking it. And did you notice that? Hang on 1 second, guys. Yeah, so notice this right here. They left 2 Dawn as active. They were probably trying to play around getting hit with the banish this turn with something like a Gum Gum Red Hawk, okay? But swinging for 6 here and developing the board, I like that way better than just loading everything on your leader and trying to get in an attack with banish, because we would have got really punished that turn if they did have a Red Rock. Okay, or excuse me, a Red Hawk. So they give us a 2K counter. We established the Jaguar D-Saw. We've ramped up to 5 Dawn now. Next turn we'll be on 7. They play out a Hongo. We should get rid of that card if we can. Okay, swinging in for 7 here with banish. They're going to go ahead. Pause. We did have 1 Dawn left over there. We had a little bit of a misplay there. We had pause. We had a tiny bit of a misplay here. We only needed 4 Dawn, right? We only needed 4 Dawn for the effect of our, to play out our Kuzan, which we were going to play at the end of the turn no matter what. Very nice. We knew they were, look guys, they left the 2 Dawn active again. So they're really telegraphing to us that they have a Red Rock, okay? So what we should have done here, understand real quick for those who are not aware, Red Rock can KO a 4,000 power character, so they can use their leader effect to drop the power of our Jaguar D-Saw down to 4,000, then use the event to KO it. All we had to do to get around that was attach 1 Dawn, and look at this, guys. We had 1 Dawn at the end of this turn, so we're swinging for 7. We should have attached a Dawn to our character, and then we would have played around that, and our opponent would have been in a lot of trouble, and we still... And now I love playing out the 4-cost Kuzan here, pushing their Hongo to the top of their life. That's a character off the board. That's a card out of their hand. Did they get rid of the Goldie Roger? Jeez, like we're really hurting their hand right now, and they have 6 life now. And how much Dawn will be on... I can't even talk right now, guys. How much Dawn will we be on next turn? That's right, 9 Dawn. So we'll be able to hit anything they play this turn with a Yamato while establishing a huge body. Okay, they're going to swing for 7. We're going to take that into another 9-cost Yamato. Okay. I still think we play out the Yamato here. Okay, maybe not. Okay, we're going to life the Marco. Excuse me, that's a way better play. Yeah, what am I talking about? I like that play way more. They're going to swing in for 6. How much do we have here? Okay, so hear me out real quick. I think we should have taken that, right? Because how much they have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They have 7 life. We have 2. So right here, let me go back. If we had taken this hit right here, watch this. They swing in for 6. If we take this, we go down to 1 life, right? Which is perfect because they have 7, we have 1. So we can play out the Yamato to get our life right back and still KO the Rayleigh. And then we still get to attack it. Excuse me, we still get attacking for 5 with banish. Actually, I guess we technically could have swung for 6 with banish and then 5 with our Katakuri, or maybe not even swing at all with the Katakuri. So I think we should have actually taken this hit right here. So they swing it for 6, we 2K counter out, and here we go. In fact, maybe we just go Katakuri and push this to life too. Okay, that's interesting. I'm not opposed to it. We're going to swing for 6 here with banish. They didn't want to lose that Rayleigh. They're going to play out a dragon. Take this hit here. Use the blocker. That could not have been much better for us. We'll take that every time. Play out the Yamato, and now they are in trouble. We banish that card, and we are going to banish every card from their life in this situation. I'm loving this. Hang on, pause. Wait, what did they do? We have 2 life. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, they have 7. I was going to say, can you imagine if we could have hit this Shanks? Can you imagine if we could have hit this Shanks with that Yamato in our hand? That would have been insane. Okay, but we're still in a very good spot. Let's see what happens here. They're playing this correctly. They need to keep building up what they need for the board. We're going to gain 1 life with the Charlotte Linlin. This purple-yellow Nico Robin player is playing very, very well, guys. They're doing a lot. They're doing all the right things they need to do here. Okay, swinging in for 8. We'll take that. Now this is perfect. We can play out the Yamato, getting rid of the Beckman, gaining a life, 6 with banish. And here we go. Next turn, maybe we try to go for lethal. Okay, get Nico Olvia. Oh, wow, they're going for lethal right here. Oh, man, this is going to be close. They only have a 6K attack left, so we can take this one. Okay. Oh, excuse me, they can't swing with the ace. What am I talking about? They can't swing with ace. Only if your leaders wipe your pirates as if you get rush. Okay, so we do have to go for this board here, it turns out, and play out a, the Brule blocker after this. Let's make sure we do the proper math, get rid of that card, play out the Brule, and then we have to just pass, unless we want to attack first. Yeah, I'd say maybe we wanted to attack there, because we do have to go for lethal very soon here. They're going to swing for 10, we'll give them the blocker, 11 into 9, that's fine. We kind of caught a break right there, and this turn we can gain a life if we want to with our Katakuri. So we're actually in a very good spot here. Yep, swing for 7, swing for 8 with Katakuri, beautiful, swing for 9 with the Yamato, lifing that. Okay, just choosing to take it a little bit slower. I'm not opposed to that. Okay, they're going to swing in for 5. We take it, and we got a blocker now. And again, we can kind of life loop our Katakuris together now. This is really nice. Or get rid of their Rayleigh. That works as well. 15. Yep, we're going to take that. And nice, we get to cheat out the Charlotte Brule with the trigger of the 6-cost Nico Robin. Very nice. This is happening very nicely for us. They do get out of that. That's fine. They have no cards left in hand. As long as they don't top deck a Roger right here, I think we're doing just fine. Please no top deck Roger, right? Rayleigh's pretty good too, though. They're going to smash in. We can 1K count out of that and save the blocker. We can gain a life now with the Charlotte Linlin. This is very good for us. We're going to have to do that. We'll trash the... I would have probably trashed the Charlotte, the Nico Robin. Kept the 2K, but I guess maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe that trigger will be actually more, you know, useful or something. Who knows? Okay. And here we go. They're going to swing for 5. We counter out of that, of course. 8 into that. What, they have a 10-cost play? Okay, Rayleigh. Very, very strong play by them. We're going to go 9 into 8. Let's see what they have. Do they have a red rock? Yeah, I was going to say be careful with those red rocks because it will get rid of the blockers. Swing 9 into 8. Okay, another red rock, 9 into 8. The card's going to be gone. Why did he save it? I have no idea, but I will say this. Playing out the blockers pretty much going to seal the deal for us now, I think. Or maybe not, actually, because if it had been a Roger, I think we wouldn't have been able to get out of it. Okay, but we will take that, and here we go. We're swinging in for 6. We have to go for lethal this turn. We just can't survive any longer. But, hey, we have everything we need here, and GG. That was very, very well played by the purple-yellow Robin player. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Now, unfortunately, we don't have the games that we can go over today, guys. We don't have the... or not the games, excuse me, we don't have the deck list to go over because these are just randomly submitted games from the community. But hey, that was a lot of fun. We're probably gonna, I'm gonna try to do these probably once a week until we get fully caught up, doing 5 at a time. Because like I said, guys, I think I have like 19 or 20 that I still have to go over. Or excuse me, I had 19 or 20 altogether to go over, and we just got done with 5 of them. So for the next video, you know, or excuse me, next week we'll try to do 5 more. We'll get through this eventually and get caught up. Because some of these games, I'm sure people noticed, it was running a much older version of the sim, I think like 1.25 A, B, or C or something like that. But don't worry, we'll get caught up eventually. All right, good game to all the players. Let me go ahead and get up the outro real quick. I got to turn this off, turn that off. There we go. Big shout out to everybody who supports the channel. Thank you to everybody, guys, whether you're liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, viewing, whatever you're doing to help me out using the TCG player affiliate link I have. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to everybody who supports me through Patreon, PayPal, and donations. To all the Playmat supporters, the YouTube members, and the Discord community. Thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate it. The channel's been growing like crazy, and it's, you know, this community is really shaping up and turning into something awesome. So, and that's all because of you guys. Thank you guys so much. Okay? All right, I'm done yapping. Hope y'all enjoyed. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and until next time, guys, peace.